Hi, this is Augie, and since no one would tell me any of their stories or send me any video or audio, I'm shooting this video and just talking on the fly. I'm using my tablet and I'm shooting it with the tablet. I'm editing with the tablet. So here we go. 15 Park Part 2. Okay, to start talking about the stickball behind the school, we'll start with this fence. Because in those days, this fence used to stay locked. And we would climb these poles right here to get over that fence. Now, these poles are the new poles, so they're on the inside. But the old poles used to be like this on the outside. So let's go around to the side. Okay, as you can see, there'll be no more stickball played behind this school. And it hasn't been any for years. And still don't know how to zoom. Okay, remember when you hit a foul up there? The law was whoever hit the foul up there had to go up there and get it. Oh boy, I did it. I had to do it about 3 or 4 times. And as the rules went, see where the middle door is? Near that dumpster? Well, if you line yourself up with that middle door and the box on the wall, you'd find a pitcher's mound in that area. It's a little anomaly in the ground that we used to pitch from. They built this gymnasium here in the way, but before the gymnasium was here, if you hit it, if you pulled it left and scraped off of the school, if it stayed inside the fence, that was a foul ball. If it went over the fence, it was a double. If it came over this fence, it was an out, unless it went into the basketball court. This fence was about 25 yards closer to the school than it is now. But, man, we played a lot of stickball here. And like I said, these gates were locked back then. And we used to come in through that way or come in through the short fence over there by the park. In fact, it was in front of the sand pile. Okay. Okay, I'm going to tell you a story about this park house. We had a battle of the singing groups, the men's singing group against the women's singing group. And Russell Daniels and Lamont Tillman and I think Billy Waters and maybe even Frog was in the men's singing group. And you know how you get that great echo from the bathroom? Well, they sang on this side in the men's room. And on the other side, Barbara Harris and her singing group, which became Barbara Harris and the Toys, they did that song, "How Gentle is the Rain That Falls," right? Oh, the brother just goes by. But naturally, that was before the windows were bricked up. And everybody in the park would vote on who was the best. Russell and them sang "Crazy Idol with the Golden Hair," and Barbara Harris and the Toys sang "Maybe." Maybe, right? Okay. Okay, more people walking through the video, but that's cool. And the thing was, is everybody voted for the girl team, Barbara Harris, and they became the Toys over the years. And my brother David still says that they still touring all over the country, oldies but goodies kind of band, right? Barbara Harris and the Toys, and Russell and Lamont Tillman. Oh, this guy just want to get on. Okay, I'm going to cut his butt out. Okay, y'all, that's enough. Okay, PS15 is now the Jackie Robinson School. So, just wanted to show that to you. Yeah, this is that fence. That was the home run fence when we played stickball back there. But all of this is in the way now. Okay, the basketball court. Now, when we were playing the basketball, the backboards were gray. So at night, you could see the backboard, but you couldn't see the rim. And we called it radar, because when we shot our jump shots, we wanted to hit that yellow skirt in the back there. That way you know you made it, you know. And one night, Lewis Daniels and I was practicing our radar jump shots, you know. And Lou Jones came in the park, and he was wondering, what were we doing? You know, he wanted to know. And the thing is he had never played basketball before. And we was telling him about radar, and he started shooting with us. And it seemed like it seemed like he was born to do it. Because about a month later, 2 months later, Lewis and I was coming out of Lewis's house going to a party. And we heard this bang, 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 bop, 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 bop. And this dude wasn't missing, whoever it was, you know. So we wanted to know who it was. So when we came into the park to see who it was Lou Jones. I said, wow, Lewis, Lou Jones is gay. I don't think he missed it all that night. Okay, that's enough of that story. Okay, we're in the back of the park now. The baby swings are still here. But I think this used to be regular swings here, and the baby swings were over there where that I don't know what you call that thing, the new kind of jungle gym. The baby swings were over there. And as you can see, the shuffleboard is gone. Remember the shuffleboard? Everybody used to play whist. Sometimes they play chess. And the good old park house. You know, back in those days, let me sit down. Back in those days, the park house had everything. Every game you can play, the park house had it. They even had the paddles for paddleball. I'm sorry about the shaking, but this is my tablet, and there's no steadying for the tablet. Okay, let's go back to the park house. It had it had everything. It had maybe 3 or 4 basketballs. It had the shuffleboard sticks and the shuffles, I guess you call them. It had everything that you played with in the park. All the toys that you could play with, all the games that you can play with. The park house had the toys, and he gave them out every day. He didn't even make us sign for them. Now, remember Mr. Smith? Oh, Mr. Smith, the parky. And the thing is he used to eat lunch in that house over there until he ended up living there with the lady. Even after he retired, he stayed over there. We'd see him every now and then. And the thing is Fuzzy was the parky after Mr. Smith, but he only lasted maybe 2 summers. And the thing about it is the next parky went to NYU. Country boy from down south, but he played ball with us he was great. I guess he went to school at night, because he would be here all day long, you know. So when we decided we'd play hooky from school or something, we would come in here and hang with him and talk with him, you know. So this, in fact, used to be a sand pile over there. In fact, it was a sand pile here and then a sand pile down at the other end of the all the way down there where those benches are down there. Used to be a sand pile right across from them. So let me go and tell you a story about flying a kite. One day, Lewis Daniels and I found one of those paper kites in a tube. And I had never flown a kite before in my life. So I decided I was just going to try it, you know. So I bought the kite here. I don't know where I got the string from. I don't know where I got the the weight for the, you know how you used to put the rags underneath it so that it would stay up straight or whatever. But I came in here with my kite all put together and everything, and I sat down right here at this corner of the fence, and I swear to God, coming out of that gray house, here comes Lewis Daniels with a kite. I couldn't believe it. He had a kite and he was going to fly it. So what we did all day long was we stood here. We stood right here, just sitting down right here on this fence right here. We sat on this fence right here, and we flew the kite. You see between those two trees straight out there, it had to be over 123rd Street, 120th Avenue, and maybe 193rd Street. Very high. I really don't even know where I got the string. But we had a little trouble, but it seemed like we found a jet stream or something, because once we got it to a certain height, it just stayed there, and we sat there all day long flying those kites, Lewis Daniels and I. And to be more, I never flew another kite again. I doubt if he ever did again. But here we are at the basketball court again. This was the first rim that I ever dunked on in this park. And the thing is, let me tell you the story about Ricky Sanders in that rim. Every time I would try to dunk, it would always pop out back in the old days when I was trying to learn how to dunk. So Ricky Sanders was trying to dunk, and his was popping out too. So Lewis and I told him that if he tried slam dunking it, he would dunk. And you see the two skirts underneath the rim. He tried slam dunking it, but instead of going above the rim and in, it went underneath and it landed in those, and you could hear it in that cup. You could tell it landed in the cup, and this was at night, so he couldn't actually see. And we told him that he dunked, and he was so happy. He didn't dunk again that night. In fact, he never really dunked the first time. But would you believe the very next day he came out here and never stopped dunking? I mean, he's been dunking ever since. Well, I guess he's a little too old to be dunking now. But our encouragement and our lie to him gave him you know, it took me a while before I finally dunked in here. In fact, I was at junior high school 8. Let this guy go by. I was at junior high school 8, and I kept popping out. In fact, I got drafted for this game, and my ball kept popping out. It kept popping out. So the guy behind me said, and he was like 6'2", 6'3", you know. He says, "You know why yours keeps popping out?" I said, "No, why?" He says, "Because your last step is too close to the rim." So I said, "Oh yeah?" He says, "Yeah. Try to step before you get to the bottom end of the circle on the foul line, you know." So I did, and I couldn't believe it. I got hung up in the beginning in the front of the rim at first, and it went in. And the thing is Paul Williams had a fit because Ogburn dunked, and he's like 6'2", and he couldn't dunk. So that's all he wanted to talk about. Oh, Ogburn dunk, Ogburn dunk. So when I finally came back here, I remembered what he said, and that's the only rim I ever dunked on in here. For some reason, I just never could do it over there. And man, when I came back from Vietnam, I guess it was like in the mid-70s. Well, I came back in 71, but during the mid-70s, when this basket had a pole, somebody bent the pole and the rim was on maybe a 5-degree angle. It wasn't straight up and down anymore. So that really blew basketball in this park forever, you know. As you can see, a piece of that tree fell down. Okay, I guess I've been talking enough. But I'm real sorry that they put this daggone building here. Because like I said, there'll never be any more baseball behind the fence. Stickball, I guess, behind the school. Okay. So I guess this will be like the end of this version of oh, let me give one more story. From the home plate used to be over there. You see where those 3 lines are? on the fence back there, that was the home plate down there. And Leslie Leach, playing softball, tried to always hit it over that fence back there, you know. And I've seen him hit the top of the fence maybe 2 or 3 times, but I've never seen him hit it out of the park. And the funny part about it is when he would hit a foul, it would go far enough as if he hit it straight, it would have went out. But he would foul it as if it would have been a home run. But he never, that I've ever seen him hit one out of here. In fact, Dennis, my cousin Dennis Ogburn, was left-handed. And he used to hit it over this fence all the time from down there playing softball. So I decided I might as well start batting left-handed so I can hit me a few home runs. Well, the thing is I was batting left-handed when we played baseball behind the park. So switch hitting wasn't no big deal with me. So I don't think I never hit it out of the park. I have hit the fence, but I've never hit it out of the park. Okay, one more story about this park. And let me go back to the basketball court because this is where it happened. And the thing is this is the second time that this had happened to me. And the second time, well, this was the first time it happened to me. And the funny part about it is the second time that the same thing happened to me, I should have gotten killed because it wasn't a softball. But I was standing right about here when Oliver Pruitt hit the ball over the fence. And I'm dribbling the ball, getting ready to take a shot. And that softball hit me dead in the middle of my chest. And it bounced off, and I said, what was that? And then I seen it was a softball. So I threw it back. It didn't even hurt. The second time I got hit in the chest like that was in Vietnam. M79 grenade launcher went off, and everybody was looking for where it went. And what it did was it hit the antenna on my tank and bounced back and hit me in the chest. It didn't blow up. It didn't do anything. And then it hit the white boy that was standing underneath me, Becca. So when Becca handed it up to me, you could see where the antenna put the dent in it, and that dent disarmed it. So that's why it didn't kill me. So, okay, I even got a quick war story in right there. Oh, by the way, now everybody was flabbergasted that I would get shot with the thing, right? And then we found North Vietnamese woman shot to death in front of my tank. But she was about 250. See, we put flares out. So when they went out to go get the flares, they found her body out there, and they dragged her back between my tank and the other guy next to me. So, okay, 2 war stories. But see, now that they done found the body, the novelty of me getting shot in the chest with this thing wore off, so it wasn't no big deal anymore. Okay, I think this will be the end of this video. So, next stop, Facebook.